Hey, Sandwich Clubbers. I'm sitting outside in my jungle of a yard to bring you today's video tip. We're talking about financial caregiving, which was a term I didn't even know existed before I started working in this space, but it really just means the money that all of us put towards caring for those we love. We talk so much about the energy, and Lord knows it requires a lot of it, but it actually requires a lot of money too. And there's so many family caregivers out there who are spending a lot of money on those they love. Today, the tips I want to bring for you are all along the lines of how to handle taking over your aging parents' finances, which can be a really crushing new thing to do. So, the first thing I want to recommend is that you start early. And this is particularly if you have a parent with any signs of cognitive decline. The later you wait, the harder it's going to be to figure out. Take it from me. My dad has dementia. We waited too long, and it has led to an absolute maze of power of attorneys and other things. So start early. Start as early as you can. Second, take obsessive shared notes. All the miscommunication that happens in your family about who's bringing which dish to Thanksgiving dinner is going to come up tenfold when it comes to finances. So open up a Google Doc, take meticulous notes. If your aging parent doesn't use Google Docs, print those out for him or her on a regular basis. Everything is about the documentation because it can take the emotions out of it, take the interpretation out of it, take the confusion out of it. There's so many details flying around when it comes to caretaking for aging parents. So write it down. And finally, and this one's really hard, acknowledge the deep stuff that people have attached to class and economics. You know, one moment you think you're talking about how are we going to share the utility bills, and the next minute you realize you're talking about generational, poverty and class issues and status issues and like all the things we all carry with us subconsciously, sometimes more consciously, but often subconsciously and unconsciously. So just take a breath, remind yourself that it's not always about the bill in front of you. It can be about, a whole lifetime of trying to respond to the wealth we didn't have, the precarity we experienced. It's just as sort of surface level as these things can be, your spreadsheets and your auto pays and all the things. It's also very deep, and just have some serenity around that and acknowledge yourself and others for that. Okay, bye, Sandwich Clubbers.